Hello, everybody. This is Pearls of Wisdom with Katharina alone today. I was asked many times if I would do the moon reading once as a reading in a video. So this is the very first time I do it. So I try to do my best. Please bear with me in case not everything works out perfectly the first time. What I do now is I share the screen with you, and I give you first a little bit of explanation, and then I dive into the reading. So this is the astrology chart that is the true star constellation, and I'm not working here with any kind of Western or the Indian sidereal astrology. This is the constellation as we can look at in the sky as we see it. So the Western astrology is 28 degrees apart from the real constellation. And in my long year of experience, I have seen that this curriculum of life and that this SkyView astrology, as we call it, is much more accurate, and you have practically no more 50-50 whatever chances of something be like this. It's also important to understand that an astrology chart does not tell you who you are, but it gives you the curriculum of your life. It shows you, like when you sign up for some faculty at university, say you study law, medicine, art, or whatever, you receive a curriculum. And this is kind of the curriculum that you choose for your life. So the sun is your consciousness, the moon is the feelings, Mars is the energy, Venus is creativity and ability to love. So each planet in a way represents a part of your energy, but none of it is you. So a statement, I am Cancer, I'm Leo, I'm whatever, is not right. And it limits you, and you start to manifest something with an I am statement, which is not you. So this is why so many people have trouble in their life, because they are not really aligned to their life purpose and to the curriculum of their life. So when I read a moon reading, a full moon reading, or a dark moon reading, this gives you the time quality of that moment and shows more or less what's happening in the world. Of course, you can say, to be very correct, I would have to make a chart for each location I talk about, but this is a lot of work and I'm not going to do that. So I have here now the full moon chart for 18th March. And we can see here is a very interesting constellation. We have a triangle here, which is a gift. And we have like a dragon figure with the orange lines here. And we have also here with the green lines, it comes together to, it's like a double dragon with the opposition here, which is a very powerful constellation. What we have here is a big cluster, and here a big cluster of planets. That means that it's very intense. And I don't have to tell you that when you look here, that in the SkyView astrology, the AC is here in Aries with Uranus, a kind of a war constellation. That definitely it cannot be in Taurus, which will be Venus energy. And also here, see the MC, the goal that is being reached in this time is Sagittarius. So that means we are moving beyond boundaries. I have said many times already before, don't believe a word what mainstream is telling you. It's very difficult, and it's also very difficult to find the truth in the moment. But if you look a little bit underneath, and I always recommend, the best will be if you test a little bit with kinesiology, or if you are versed with some cards with like the tarot takini, whatever, check it out. Go into these ways of figuring out what's really happening in the world. So you can see the AC with Uranus, there is hot conflict. Things are exploding. Truth is coming to the surface, as you can see. And you know that what is happening in that certain country with the yellow-blue flag, that there are laboratories involved that create all kind of bio weapons. And this is not what it seems to be, and it is not what they want you to know. So there is a lot more behind it, and you can see that conflict, because see here, we have the red line here with the connected with the orange lines, and the orange lines are connected with karma. And this is like quite old karma. You can see that everything is blowing up now. What has been done in the past for many, many years, it all comes to the surface. And this is the trine here now that brings the gift to humanity and liberates their soul, because we are actually caught in that web of illusion, in that web of difficulties, and a lot of things are happening in the world, not in our favor, but to hurt and to harm and to kill humanity. Now we are going here forward into a consciousness. You see that the sun has already moved into Pisces. Now this is a very short overlap. You can see here when the sun is a short overlap that we have still in Pisces. The constellation in the Western astrology is 28 degrees apart. And you can also see here in SkyView Astrology that the signs are not completely the same. So in a couple hundred years, we have nothing overlapping anymore. But now we still have overlapping, because that Western astrology image was in the sky 2000 years ago. So once we have moved 4,000 or 5,000 years, there is no overlapping anymore. And in that way, we can also see that SkyView Astrology is actually connected with the journey of your soul. And the journey of your soul, that's what is needed to know, and not the journey of the ego. The journey of the ego is not that important. So if you use the sun as a I am statement, you're focusing on the ego. But here we focus on the soul journey that includes also like the world. This is the world soul in a way, not just any ego, or even if I make the horoscope for a certain place, that kind of also is like an ego entity, like a country or a city. So when I try to make this and give the impression for the whole world, so that's how I perceive it and how I work with my spirit guides and inspiration, that I can give you the whole picture, not just a fraction of a city or a country or something like that. Now we have also Neptune. The sun just went over Neptune, and that is very, very clear that what happened, that there is confusion. There is a lot of confusion. People don't know anymore what to believe and what not. Actually, Saratoga Ocean has a very, very good video. I'm not 100% agreeing with her about what she says about Mr. P from Russia, but what she talks about, fear and anger, it's exactly what is happening now. So first they keep you in fear, and then it needs something to get out. And we see here Uranus in first house. Now it comes to anger. And once the anger is out, it will go back to fear. So this is how the human psyche is being controlled, going forth and back between anger and fear. And with this, with the consciousness level, you cannot go higher into a higher consciousness, into the consciousness that you can ascend into a higher timeline. So we have to move beyond. And this is what MC is showing. MC here in Sagittarius is the goal that we are reaching now. What is the goal for this moon phase of this 2 weeks that we have till the next dark moon? Now, when you look at the sign, we have an arrow penetrating the horizontal line. So that means that we move beyond all what is mundane, all what is horizontal, like timeline, like lines, like I do this and then this happens. This is going into a vertical picture that is connecting dots from different levels. So you can imagine that when we look at a picture like that with Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, who is here in Aquarius, also in the 12th house, that this is all hidden for humanity to see in the moment, but it will explode all that energy out, that all these layers of masks and of lies are starting to crumble and fall. I said many times before that this is the months that the most crumbling is happening. And, you know, even if it's in the moment just a little bit, but that little bit that is crashing will bring down the whole walls for the long term. So this is happening now. Now everything is wobbling. And people also see here with Mercury in Aquarius, people don't understand in 12th house, but they can feel there's something in the head is telling them things are not right anymore. It takes a while when Mercury is moving forward, especially once Mercury is through and back in Aries and not in Pisces. Through Pisces will be more confusion. So, and also here we have Capricorn with the ruler in it, in the 11th house, Saturn here. Please don't make the mistake and believe that Saturn is just the bad guy. That is what is being made, but we need some kind of an end, that a new beginning can happen. But it's always like this. It's like you give it the meaning in your personal life, in your personal astrology chart, if you want to see something as bad and as the enemy. But then you're still totally navigating in duality. We have duality, which is judgment. And on the top of duality is good and bad. And then we have lists good and bad, good and bad, good and bad. But when we look at polarity, at where we are, which is the truth actually, it's like breathing in and breathing out, day and night. You cannot say day is good and night is bad, or sunshine is good and rain is bad. Too much of each can become difficult, but this is the main polarity that allow us to experience life and everything around us. So when we look at this constellation now here, we have the Aries and Sagittarius as like where we start and the goal that we reach. And in the DC is like the sign of harvest. And here is where the moon is, sign of harvest. And remember, I said in the beginning, we have all these orange karmic lines. These are mistakes, mistake. These are things that we missed to understand, missed to take. These are also shock constellation, things that happen to us, pain, grief, that is all coming to the surface in one bang, in one go. So you can also feel that the energy is very difficult in a moment. And if you follow the Schumann resonance, you can see it there too. We had very massive energy bursts coming in. You know probably that our whole sun system is moving and nothing ever stands still. And our sun system is moving, has already moved into that photon belt. And this is the reason why everything is shifting and changing now. Even if the climate is changing, it has nothing to do, or not much to do with human beings at all. It is something that has to do with our journey through the cosmos. So again, this will be the next topic of fear, you will see. But don't give in to that again. This is again just fear-mongering. So what is happening now, humanity is presented with a fantastic gift. A gift in a way, but the underworld is involved. And in that way, everything is crashing. Of course, it needs that. It needs destruction first, all the wrong information. It needs that disclosure. Those walls, those lies, those masks have to fall. And that's what is happening now. And here, like with Jupiter in Aquarius and Mercury in Aquarius, you will have a lot more inspiration If you concentrate and you listen to what happened to you, if you observe very clearly about the people and the things around you, you will have a lot of very powerful information and knowledge that is like not just from the inside. You remember that there is in fact no inside and outside. This is just our illusion. But everything what is here, what is coming into your awareness, and this is what the sun is here, is first like it might shoot in like an arrow, but it can also come in very soft from the bottom, like something that bubbles up from the water, and it will not be very clear, and you might not be able to understand it yet, but the important thing is that we hang in there. It is that transition, that very, very important transition. And here with Mars here, Mars also on Venus in Capricorn together with Saturn, it shows you that the whole energy exchange also between female and male is shifting and changing. Everything is crashing. The relationship between man and woman, female, male, is shifting, is changing. And it's, you know, the best sample I have here is like, look at a tree in winter. When there are no leaves and nothing, you see the pure skeleton, you see the structure. In the summer, there is full of leaf, or in the spring, you have flowers, and then later fruit, and you don't see really the structure of the tree. But if you look here now, everything is stripped off, all the leaves, everything is falling down, and we are confronted now with our real behavior. A lot of people will have dreams now, maybe very vivid dreams that you remember when you wake up in the morning, even if you don't usually remember dreams. Maybe it is worth in the moment to have a little bit of paper beside, or something to record that you talk and you say first what you've seen, because you will forget immediately. The moment you're completely awake, it will be gone. But it will help you maybe to understand certain things. And we have symbols within dreams. You know, symbols are so important. They speak such a clear language. Also here in astrology, if you can read the symbols, you really understand what's going on. Now, we have a lot of the green lines. There are lots of little help. So it is really, the help is out there. There are many, many people who can see the truth and who talk about it. Now find your groups, find your places where you want to follow. Because now, see, the most important thing in that moment here is now this breakthrough energy to get out of this fear, anger, sadness, whatever energy. It is very difficult when you look into the world in the moment, but it's possible. It is possible. So please, when you have a chance, because no, you will not understand with your intellectual mind completely everything what's going on, because we are in a way in a war zone. In a war zone, they cannot tell you exactly what's happening. But if you listen to certain people, you will get the hint here, you will get the hint here, and suddenly a picture starts to form. And this is what this astrology chart is actually showing, that when you listen inside, that is like, you can imagine it from the Pisces, the bubbling up. It's like a bubbling up of something that becomes clear. And even with Chiron in here, the healer that we have is like, it's not completely clear yet, but it will be. So stay with it, hang in there, and try to go into positive energies as much as you can. Positive energies will help you now in this moment of time to move beyond. Try to show kindness and love to the people around you. Don't judge them. Don't say, oh, you should do this or you should do that, or it's all okay. just be that lighthouse in the moment. I just had a talk actually last week about light worker, what really a light worker is. And this is maybe the chart here that can guide you there. You know, a light worker, when you look at a lighthouse, is a lighthouse in the dark, and it blinks and it gives energy, light out, so people know where they are. And you usually don't have 10 or 20 lighthouses at the same place. They are different places because they don't need to be on the same place. This is also why many of you might feel lonely or might feel, oh my God, I've had it, and where are the others? Not yet, but soon, because it's like we are still at the end of the night. It's not completely clear yet, but the energies are moving, and they are moving very fast, you will see. So what happened here is a lot of activation. We have a lot of activation of old karmas coming up, of energies of mistakes, that are things that we missed, that we misunderstood, things that are being clarified. Use kinesiology, use everything what you can find, and go as much as you can go into nature. Nature will help you to be clear. If you have a chance that you can go swim or go into a forest, hug a tree, or sit in silence somewhere, please do it. Water is in the moment very helpful, and consciously, when you're in the water, wash away all the old garbage that you don't need anymore. Or you can also give it to the earth. You can lay on the earth, and you can tell the earth to take pull down what you don't need anymore. These are very powerful ways what we can do in the moment. This chart is a massive breakthrough energy, a massive, and you can see with the blue trine that is a massive, beautiful gift to humanity. So now a gift is something that is not, you don't have to take it if you don't want to. You can still be angry, but the gift is there. It's up to you. And the gift is also not to understand in the moment everything, because it would be completely overwhelming. You know, disclosure cannot go in one go, like bang everything in your head. You will be so overwhelmed. I can see in my years that I follow up how many little things have come together. And I'm so grateful I had all that time. And I was that conspiracy theorist for so many years, even if it was not easy. But it makes it so much easier now to see, to understand, and to move on, to forgive. One thing that is very important, to forgive. Because if we cannot find that forgiveness, if we cannot find that love for life, for humanity, there is no way that we can move forward. So this is more or less a short introduction to this astrology chart we are harvesting now. And what we are harvesting is more than just from this lifetime, and more just from these last 10, 20, whatever years. It goes back very far. And it will bring the breakthrough into a new consciousness here. And it will bring us really more conscious into that golden age. We are just at the cusp, entering into that photon belt, into that 1,000 years of peace. So please don't give up. Hold on. Do whatever you like to do. Go out if you can, or sit together with friends, have good food, make music, sing, dance, whatever you like to do. But don't let it close. And if it's too much, if you get information that say, oh my God, I cannot take it anymore, then stop and do something else. Do something where you can laugh, where you can smile, and not just, you know, kind of the laugh a little bit here and in the throat, like what I see sometimes people in laughter exercise doing, just like hee. This is, I mean, the real deep belly laugh, that you are happy, that you can give in. And if it's just 5 minutes, this energy is gonna make your whole day different. Okay, so that's it. And I hope I can give you a little bit an insight for the next 2 weeks on what to focus. I hope you like it. And if you like it, please share it. I'm no good at that stuff. So please hit that button. And I talk to you again in 2 weeks for the next dark moon. Bye-bye.